Namaste, angels. This is going to be our full moon in Gemini reading with the lunar eclipse as well. 8 degrees Gemini. That's why I think that this justice with which we're beginning is really significant. It is Major Arcana card 8 in this deck. In some decks, justice is Major Arcana card 11. So I think it means something that I pick these up first and shuffle right to justice. This moon, in my opinion, is going to be very much about balance and partnership, or the number 2 and things that the number 2 represents, as 2 as in twin, like Gemini. Also the number 8, which is about karma. So could be karmic completion, could be karmic lessons, could be karmic blessings, depending upon how it works. And when I say blessings, I mean, like, for example, the planet Jupiter rules things like luck and karma. Ruler of the sign of Sagittarius, right? So Sagittarius is the opposite or mirror axis of Gemini. Actually, if you have within 5 degrees of that 8 degree in Gemini full moon in eclipse, any planet, you will be among the most affected. So the most directly impacted by this moon and eclipse will be Gemini, sun, moon, rising. Sagittarius, sun, moon, rising, but also Sagittarius, south node, Gemini, north or true node. Any planet that you have that is in Gemini, for example, not only am I a Gemini sun, but my Venus and my Mercury, both of our rulers, are in Gemini. I'm just a Gemini several times over. If they, I haven't checked, I don't remember the degree and I haven't checked, but if you have a planet, whether it's Venus, Mars, Uranus, Saturn, whatever, that is within 5 degrees of this 8 degree mark. So say, for example, your Venus is in Gemini at 13 degrees, then that's within 5 degrees of the 8 degrees, and you'll be among the most impacted. Any planet. So check your natal chart just to see. I think it's going to be really positive moon for us, though, although eclipses eclipse things out, and they clip things out too. They cut stuff right on out of your life. And full moons cause endings, and lunar eclipses cause endings. Again, they eclipse things. So that's going to give way to some really beautiful new beginnings, the way that I see it and feel it, especially involving the number 2 and things like partnership, whether they are romantic, friendships, familial, whatever, partnership. Also balance, scales being evened out, people getting their fair share. So with justice being the card with which we're starting, those of you who are watching my reading, or this, this collective, this is saying that if we do have a legal situation, it's not always a legal situation, but if we do, it very well could come to an end during this period, and will be at least in large part in your favor, if not completely. Major Arcana card Justice represents the planet Venus and the sign of Libra, which it rules most directly. And behind it we have more air or swords, but this one is in reverse, but it's Major Arcana card 17, the star, which is another 8. So I think that's significant too. You're about to take a big leap forward with your life. Worry will be replaced with optimism. Fear with hope, and joy is coming home to roost. So the star is one of those cards that whether it's upright or in reverse, it's still an awesome card. It's about prayers being answered, wishes being granted, dreams coming true. Again, it most directly represents the sign of Aquarius. So it's also about communication, as air signs tend to be, and particularly involving like technology. So online dating, FaceTime, Skype, these Zoom meetings or WebEx, WhatsApp, and all that kind of stuff. And maybe new ways to meet new people or to communicate with people. It can also be about maybe ordering things online or receiving merchandise that we ordered or somebody bought for us, maybe as a Christmas gift or Hanukkah gift or something like that, perhaps. And again, Major Arcana card 8, fair decisions will be made after all of the evidence is reviewed impartially. Have courage, have compassion rather for others, and try to see all sides of a disagreement. I'm going to say have courage too, because it takes courage to have compassion, or so to show it sometimes for other people, because we sometimes we feel like we have to put up some sort of facade and not let on that we empathize with people or society, because we want to fit in. So I'm going to say courage as well. It's easy to go along with the group, not so easy to stand on your own. And that's what Aquarius is known for, really. Very often the lone person on an island championing a cause, you know. And I know firsthand because I'm also in Aquarius several times over. Several planets in Aquarius. Very nice. We now have an overall energy of the Four of Wands: contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, and the successful completion of a project. And this is 2 twos. So again, I think it's all about the twos. The next card is in reverse. It's the Five of Cups. So like the end of disappointment, but even here we see a symbolism of 2. So go on this little journey with me. Oh, and there's the Strength card I mentioned. Have courage, right? I said Major Arcana card 11 in this deck is Strength. Represents the sign of Leo most directly. Great inner strength, release harsh judgments, instead exercise some forgiveness and compassion. Amen. So that's exactly what we were just talking about. With this spread, I'm going to, do like the general energy. So individual or couple, however you want to look at it. We'll begin with Major Arcana card 9, the Hermit. Take time for contemplation, to retreat and to go within. Be a beacon for others on their path to spiritual enlightenment. So Hermit is a super spiritual card, and it can be about further awakening, which full moons often appear to be tied to as well. Especially this one, I feel like we're going to be made to like have a seat and do some meditation, or maybe even stay in bed and get some rest and get some sleep and recover and all those things. So while you're doing that, you may learn some more about yourself. This is also about just clarity about something, closure, helping somebody else too. All of those. Hermit in terms of love is about rekindling a relationship from your past. And the card most directly represents the sign of Virgo. Recent past. Ace of Swords. Implementation of your brilliant new idea may get off to a rocky start, but keep going. The challenges will help you to refine your plan and to reshape your goals into something even better. So this comes after a 10 of Swords. Like we experience some sort of difficulty in our life, whether it's codependency, loss, theft, betrayal, disloyalty, infidelity, some sort of physical pain, maybe illness, surgery, but we still make it. We still make it to the point where we get a fresh start, and here we are again. Like we may have been put down for a minute, but we're not out, and we've recovered. This is also a card of victory and justice, so it could be tied to justice in legal matters as well. Near future. More Virgo energy potentially, and or something financial. This is good news about financial matters. The Page of Autumn is cheerful, reliable, intelligent, and mischievous. A wonderful opportunity related to your work or education, such as a promotion or a scholarship, is coming your way. Seize this chance to learn something exciting or to start a more rewarding and uplifting career. So some opportunity, financial opportunity, or if it's not actual money, an asset, something valuable, even a relationship perhaps that we value, perhaps with not only an earth sign, but maybe specifically a Virgo, maybe from our past. He's coming back. She's coming back. Masculine's higher self, and it is more 8. I love the fact that it's more 8. You've been presented with many wonderful opportunities all at once. While this may feel very stressful, remember to be grateful for the blessings that heaven sends you. So this is about the universe working on our behalf behind the scenes. I never read the 8 of Wands in a negative way. It's also about messages and, again, the ordering of packages and contacting people and picking up the phone and when people contact us and responding. all of those things. You see all the bees buzzing around? That's what's happening with us as well. I'm tempted to pull another card for them, so I'm going to. I like to pull the next upright card if I do any kind of clarification or anything. And this one's upright, so let's see what it is. And it's the Seven of Wands from the other deck. That's interesting. Defend your beliefs and decisions. Stand your ground, but choose your battles wisely, masculine. So I do the masculine's higher self because my viewership is primarily female and or feminine, and so it's like, you know, everything else is the feminine perspective. So here we go with the masculine. If they receive some sort of information or contact or something goes on behind the scenes that maybe leads to an opportunity and they make a decision about that opportunity, then not to allow any outside forces, influences to affect their decision. They're supposed to put their foot down and stand their ground. I don't know. I'm feeling kind of greedy today. I'll do one more for them. this one's upright too. I'll pull this one too, and then I'll move on to blocks to individual or shared progress. So this one's for the masculine again. And it is Major Arcana Card 3, the Empress. Lavish abundance. Give birth to your dreams. Nurture yourselves and others. This could be a decision that you're making about a particular woman. Again, perhaps an earth sign, if not a Virgo, maybe a Taurus more specifically, or maybe an air sign, a Libra, or a Gemini, also ruled by Venus, which this card represents. And you are very, very attracted to this person, to this woman. She is, you know, the most beautiful thing in the world to you, and sort of maybe even feeling like out of reach or out of touch because she's that magnificent. You know what I mean? If it has nothing to do with that, then this is something about creativity, creating abundance in your life, and maybe more tied to a financial situation. Blocks to individual or shared progress. Major Arcana Card 19, the Sun. Your plans will work out well, bringing you happiness, prosperity, and success. You'll garner the recognition for your accomplishments that you so richly deserve. Major Arcana Card 19, the Sun, represents the planet Jupiter and the sign of Sagittarius, which it rules. And from a love perspective, this can be about needing a break in a relationship. Either the two of you need a break together, like to get away, maybe a vacation or a staycation or whatever it is, or you may need space from each other with the Sun. Otherwise, the Sun is about all the other things that I was talking about, like clarity and something being illuminated, light shown on it, so now you figure it, or what's done in the dark always comes to light. Somebody may have a son, the masculine, that could be what this is representing too, that maybe a feminine does not know about, and maybe truth needs to come out about that, and will, with this full moon. Somebody masculine and or male, I feel male, may have a situation with his own mother that may be like from whom he has to protect his decisions. She tries to influence him and tell him what to do, and he may have to like stand up to his own mom about something, maybe about the woman in whom he's interested, or something having to do with his own child possibly. But this is also about, again, health matters and things going well, ultimately, including surgeries. And it's usually, for me, when it is health, something involving rays. So if it's not a surgery, so like an MRI, a CAT scan, an X-ray, that you're having to have, cancer treatment, like radiation, chemo, everything going well with that. Somebody's chemo may come to an end. Like you may have your last treatment during this period and everything's going to be okay. If it's not you, somebody close to you. So that's blocks to individual or shared progress, what the feminine can do to help herself about those blocks. And it is the Page of Cups. Sensitive, kind, open-hearted, and inexperienced. You can expect to kindle a new romantic relationship or a close platonic friendship. You may suddenly receive an emotional message from someone or be invited to a social event. So again, what do we have here? Here's the emotional message that you may be receiving, and you are supposed to be on the receiving end, apt to picking up the phone if that happens, and maybe, mending something with somebody. This is Otherwise, potentially about a direct water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, maybe younger than you, again, maybe your own child or something, or a child. And can also be just something simply that puts a smile on your face, makes you feel good, gives you some sort of hope, something to look forward to. It's pleasing, right? It's pleasing news, maybe. What the masculine can do to help himself, and it is taking a leap of faith and like following your intuition, your guidance, again, standing your ground about the decisions you made for yourself and going for it. Major Arcana card 0. It's called the Dreamer in this deck. A leap of faith. Follow your dreams, that leads to unexpected opportunities. Actually, the Page of Cups, one of the meanings of this card can also be like daring to dream. Like you need to stop and play and dream and make goals and make plans and put your head in the clouds every now and then and look forward to stuff. Again, hope. It's a card of hope. And this one is very similar for the masculine. In this deck specifically, this specific card has always felt like Mercury to me. So it does represent the sign of Gemini as well as Virgo for me, which is appropriate for this Gemini full moon reading. And so the next card is what the universe would have each archetype and or both archetypes to do to help themselves. And the universe even wants to help us with this thing, but because we have free will, we have to allow it to or not. It is another 8, the 8 of Cups, a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. The universe wants to help us to walk away from something or to walk towards something, new that is better for us. And it could be like a higher consciousness, whether it's connected to relationship or just spiritual on its own. And the outcome, abundance. The King of Pentacles, generous, professional, responsible and practical, a successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. You have the Midas touch. Here's the opportunity that's coming in the near future. Here's the outcome in the same exact suit. What is this saying? If you take a leap of faith, if you open your heart, if you take a chance, this is going to be the result. However this spread touches your life, whether it has to do with health, or it has to do with a legal matter, or it has to do with standing up to somebody in your family, again, perhaps your mother. If you follow the guidance that you're given to do these things and do what the universe would have you do to help yourself and allow the universe to help you as well, this is the outcome. Now I'm going to do the spread, the love spread from the perspective of the masculine. I purposely did not do it when I did the love reading this weekend because I knew I would be doing this reading also. The love reading is still fire though, if I do say so myself. And for the love reading, I'm going to use my Love Tarot. My Lover's Path Tarot. And it is another Page of Cups, yeah. So, with which we're starting. So actually, specifically when it's in reverse, the Page of Cups is really telling us to like dare to dream and stuff. As does the King. That's immediately behind it. Very interesting. Both the Page and the King, of course. And look, it's the 7 of Wands. About standing your ground. Once you make these, these dreams, these goals, you decide you want to go after some sort of aspiration of yours. Again, whether that's a relationship, a particular person, a dynamic, a lifestyle, or a job, and something having to do with money or your functionality and your career. You're guided to take those chances and go after those things, and then again not allow anybody from some sort of external force to try to stop you. And since this is going to be the love reading or the love spread from the perspective of the masculine, it could very well have to do with a particular man or woman that you are interested in or connected to romantically. And you're guided to, just go ahead. Temptation is the devil in this deck. It's in reverse here. Is the Princess or Page of Cups again. 10 of Wands. Whoop. 9 of Pentacles. I'll make this the last one. It is the Page of Pentacles again too. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. How appropriate is this? The overall energy is the Queen of Swords, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. The only thing is, when the Queen of Swords is in reverse, and especially as it relates to love, she can be someone who pushes too hard and pushes people away. So we have to be careful of that. Here's another Empress. It's called Fertility in this deck. We want to be happy like this. We have to be careful about trying to rush through the relationship and force it to be something that it isn't. We can still be happy even if we allow it to just flow organically, okay, and move in its own time and get to know people. That's what the Queen of Wands can be about, getting to know people, taking your time to do that. All right, so this first card is going to represent the Divine Feminine, and it is the 9 of Cups in reverse. So just a little bit weakened from the 9 of Cups upright, but it means, again, something that we have made a focus intention on. We've prayed, we've meditated, you know, we've manifested something, we've wished for something, we've hoped for something, and it's coming true. This is also a yes to an answer to a yes or no question, you know, in your love life from the Minor Arcana. The masculine as it relates to the feminine, it is the Fool. Major Arcana card 0 in reverse. So the Fool in reverse in terms of love can mean that you want your independence so badly that it may be, which everybody has a right to, right? Their freedom and stuff. It may be getting in the way of you having a love life. You know, so you may have to seek balance in that area. Scale back the independence. I like to call it interdependence, when independent people come together and are able to work with others, because codependence isn't good either, right? You need the balance, the healthy medium in between those two, in between being independent and codependent. And so I call it interdependent, that if you want to have a relationship. Otherwise, yeah, your need for freedom, which again you have a right to, could get in the way of a romantic situation. The masculine relates to himself. 4 of Pentacles in reverse. So he finally ready to let go of something he was holding on to, whether it's an actual relationship or person or some sort of emotion, probably negative. I mean, we tend not to hold on to or harbor positive emotions, right? We hold on to the negative ones, things like guilt and blame and resentment and regret and the inability to forgive and all that kind of stuff. So he's finally ready to let go of something and to, you know, allow things to flow. And maybe that's why he has like a newfound freedom. The masculine relates to the union or connection as a whole. And it is the 5 of Swords in reverse, which isn't necessarily horrible either. I mean, it can be about conflict, but where it is, it'll be minor conflict. It's just a 5, right? And minor arcana. But it can also mean where it is a little bit more detrimental is where it's about you sort of sacrificing your own happiness. So this is the masculine's feelings about the union or connection as a whole. He could feel this way about you both, that you both sort of sacrifice your own happiness for the sake of other people. And I would say that message would probably apply most to people who are not together, you haven't come together yet, or you are in separation, and you know he would like to be back together. Maybe that's the relationship that wants to be rekindled from the past. But in the meantime, you guys may both be listening to other people or what society dictates or whatever the case is, and it's sort of getting in the way. And again, that may be why he has this such strong desire to be free instead. Overall, I was going to use this to clarify this one. And it would, I always say, like, where you see the 5, the 7 or the 3 tend not to be like far behind. And yeah, sure enough, here is the 7 of Swords. Is the overall energy. 7 of Swords in reverse. So there could be trust issues, including with ourselves, like not trusting ourselves to have the strength and ability to go after what we want. We lack confidence. This is how you can potentially miss out on an opportunity. So like in the last spread, we saw those opportunities that wanted to come our way, especially the one in the near future, the Page of Pentacles. And this is, you know, the possibility of missing out because we don't take that leap of faith. What the masculine would have the feminine, what kind of energy he would have the feminine give toward the union or connection if it were up to him. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So we're still in that element of Pentacles. This is interesting because remember we started with that Page, or well, the near future was the Page, and the outcome was the King of Pentacles. Now we have the Knight here. Let me see what happens with the masculine first. What kind of energy he himself is willing to give. And it's Justice again. This time it's Major Arcana card 11, no longer 8 in this deck. What the universe would have each or both, again, give, and even wants to help us with, help us to get it together. But we have to first affirm because we have free will. And that is the Page of Swords. Also appropriate for the Gemini full moon reading, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And the outcome. And this is more Gemini too. It is Major Arcana card 1, Magic, or the Magician. All about successfully manifesting what it is we want in our lives. Okay, let's see. Queen of Swords is in reverse. That's our overall energy. So we got to be careful about being too pushy. Or being a pushover. In connection with the 5 of Swords that we have here too. Yeah, I think the masculine is concerned about you both. Not only potentially being too pushy in a relationship, and or again somebody else being too pushy, maybe some sort of mother figure, if it's not your actual mother or his actual mother, or you know, his as in the masculine could be, who could be a female also. Because this is the Knight of Swords. I was looking at it as the Page of Swords. This is the Knight of Swords, and it's Cupid. I was going to say the Page of Swords can, like as I mentioned already, point to minor conflict, as can this 5 of Swords, and it's about like knowing when to push and, you know, or encourage, or when to be forceful and go for it. Right, thinking about this 7 of Swords, and when to fall back, and you know, to stop pushing on somebody or something. The Knight of Swords is actually this card that it can be about being swept off your feet. It's one of these cards, although it's swords, that want you to be in love, and I think it's, you know, pretty interesting that Cupid is on this card, because Cupid for me is a Sagittarius. And so, and Cupid is Venus's son. And you see he's even in red. So I think this very much is like a symbol of the North and South node at present, you know, the Gemini and Sagittarius axis. And what this can mean for love. Again, maybe particularly for those people who fall within 5% of a planet that is in Gemini or Sagittarius right now. In any case, in a general sense, so in terms of love, again, it can be about totally being swept off your feet and existing commitments deepening and just everything getting far more wonderful. in a general sense, the Knight of Swords is about a decision that we either have to make ourselves, and or we're awaiting a decision from somewhere else. And once we hear that, that's going to help us to figure out what our next move is too, what we have to do. And for some, it could be tied to a literal decision, as in maybe somebody has a divorce pending with justice showing up. So it could be that. And maybe that's what the sacrificing of oneself was, like remaining in a relationship. It's crossing this Four of Pentacles too. Masculine specifically could have been remaining in a relationship or situation where there was, it could be a marriage, or again, maybe it is something with some other family member, like a mother or some other situation that was keeping him unhappy, where he was basically sacrificing his happiness and staying away from the feminine, who again may very well be the Empress to him, staying away from her for this other energy or element, and not necessarily having the confidence or esteem in himself to just go after it anyway, and put his foot down and stand up to this person. So these cards are about, again, especially with our overall energy of the Queen of Swords, knowing when exactly to do that, to push back on people and things, and when to fall back instead, and know how to choose our battles. So that's coming up in love. Maybe somebody finally standing up to those people who, try to tell him that his mate or intended mate wasn't good enough for him, or was a poor choice, or whatever the case was, or that he wasn't good enough for her. She's the Empress. You're just a sucker, whatever the case is. And now we will do general love for each element, beginning again with the Magician, another tarot deck, another Magician, which again represents the sign of Gemini most directly, where the moon is. We also have the Page of Swords, represents a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or someone like into those traits or attributes, followed by these reverse cards. There could be something, Judgment, the Chariot, and the Wheel of Fortune. I'm just getting something kind of literal about the wheel, and seeing the wheel and the chariot together, because the chariot can be about modes of transportation. So I'm seeing like something could go on with somebody's wheel, like literally their wheels, or maybe their wheels as in their, their car. Be careful about maybe getting pulled over, speeding, even accidents and stuff. Just be mindful and careful on the roads. There could be something, but as I mentioned before, ultimately I see things working out in the favor of the people who are watching this. Page of Swords in reverse can be about, was he in reverse? No. He was upright when I started, I think. Yes, he was upright. The Magician was upright. Okay. I might as well finish just in case that message is for somebody. Page of Swords in reverse can be about things like your email not being secure. So somebody like reading your messages, or overhearing your conversation. So those are things to watch out for as well. Here's that Empress again. She's in reverse now. And here's another Ace of Swords as well. But here's the Victory. I kept feeling, I said, whatever is going on, it's going to work out for you. This is something from the past, potentially revisiting you, and or you overly focusing on the past and being sort of stuck there. So it's beyond nostalgic to like obsessive, and avoidance of looking forward toward the future and having hopes and dreams like we talked about. All right. Overall energy now. Major Arcana card, the Sun in reverse. Justice is also back upright. And the Ace of Wands. How Gemini and Sagittarius is all this? Lovers and the Ten of Cups. Wow, so interesting. This is just really like representative of what's going on right now. I'm going to pull 4 cards. I said it would be in love. I don't know if I'm going to talk about love. We'll see what comes out of my mouth in a second. But this first card is for the fire signs. And it is, there's fire in it, but it's the Devil. Major Arcana card 15, the Devil, which represents the sign of Capricorn. And actually Jupiter is located in Capricorn. So maybe that's what that's about. Next is the Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I'm sorry, yes. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And your card is the Page of Cups, upright. That's like the 4th time we've seen the Page of Cups, I think. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Our card is the 8 of Cups, upright. And last but not least, water signs, your card is the 6 of Pentacles, upright. Very much about Venus and balance and equity and equality. All the things that I was feeling for this Gemini moon. Actually, in that second, I just decided I don't want to spend time on these. I want to see what they mean in relation to these and these. In both cases, I'm beginning with the Lovers or love. So that's super Gemini as well. I'll quickly shuffle both. So these are my past life cards. I like to look at the past life cards sometimes when I'm doing like a full moon, you know, because it's about the past and endings and stuff like that. So opening first for the arts, opposite love life, father, mother. So there could be like healing with our parents in terms of the partnerships that we're working on. Communal living, family members. Gemini actually rules siblings and stuff. Siblings, family, Asia, medicine man or woman. That always comes up. It's like very high priestess. Scribe or writer is very Gemini. Ruled by Mercury, the communication planet. And as is transportation. Ruled by Mercury. And so authority figures. So I'm going to pull 4 of these cards. The first one is Karmic Relationship, fire signs, and that goes with the Devil. Boom. Earth signs with this Page of Cups. The arts, find something that makes you smile. Again, creative. And you may come up with like smooth, artistic ways of putting a smile on your own face or somebody else's. Pursuing some dream that's going to, you know, make you happy, make your heart smile, that may be tied to the arts as well. Like now's the time. That music career you wanted to start and all that. Now's the time. Earth signs. And that may be what somebody was trying to keep you away from. Was going after this dream. And don't allow them to do that. Air signs, to go with our 8 of Cups. Galactic, our 8 of Cups is about spirituality, Geminis. Our head in space. Let's try to go all the way up. Talk about a higher level. And lastly, with the water signs and the 6 of Pentacles, your card is mother. So you could very well be healing a relationship with a mother or a mother figure. Maybe that's why the Empress was showing up so many times. This would also be about your fertility right now, and a very good time for you to, you know, maybe get pregnant. Like the scales, everything has aligned. Scales of balance. It's 6. That's equity and equality. There's fairness. This partnership that comes with 6. And let's see what goes on with these. The Lovers. There's 2 paths ahead. Be true to yourself. And you see how I open right to love too? Love surrounds all of your connections. Move forward positively in all areas of your life. And the World. Be open to new possibilities in all areas of your life. The Moon. Pay attention to your intuition at this time and move ahead confidently. I'll do one more. And it is Flowers. Be generous. Be generous. Success and emotional fulfillment are yours. I always think about giving people their flowers when they're alive, or at least that's saying when I see that card. So like telling people how you feel about them while you can. And we have an overall energy here of beware. Be careful of who you trust at this time. I'm going to tie this to, again, that Page of Swords and the fact that we need to sort of like watch our information from being leaked. And I'm not sure to what that's tied exactly, but that's something. Maybe with regard to our goals. I've been talking a lot about this lately, about like not sharing all the details of something you have going on until it's solidified. That's what a Gemini would do. That's moving in silence like a G. Okay, so I think that's what it's talking about here too. Progress is positive and personal goals will be achieved, but keep your mouth shut. And be open to new possibilities in all areas of your life, including something like marriage. If it's not marriage between you and another person, it could be marriage in terms of bonding yourself in a contract to something that is going to make you feel, to which you want to commit. And it's going to make you feel happy with this 2 of Cups here. And the next card is in reverse. So we'll pull 4. This you already know. I mean, karmic relationship, all relationships are karmic. First of all, I want to say, like, all soul connected relationships are karmic, even the ones that, make us feel really, really happy. But this one, clarifying the devil, is one that you guys need to let go of if you're actually, let go of whether you're actually in it physically, or if it's something you've just been holding on to in your heart or soul or whatever. It's time to release whatever that is, okay? And it doesn't have to be romantic, but it very likely is. But it can be a karmic relationship with somebody else. Maybe, again, like a family member or something. But your card from here is Wish. Your heart's desire is ready to come true. You're going to have to let go of this, though, for the new thing to come in. And earth signs. So to go along with you reaching for the stars and your hopes, dreams, goals, achieving them, is Dragonfly. Have confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection to spirit. So that's what we see here. This is happiness. This is emotional, not emotional fulfillment, but pleasure at least. This is something pleasing. And air signs with our Galactic and our 8 of Cups. Lion. Harness the loyal and protective aura of the lion and charge ahead magnificently. I don't know. I feel like it might have something to do with some sort of celestial body. But the sun rules Leo of the lion. I wonder if there's something I'm not thinking of. And I was thinking about that before, and I had forgotten for the moment that Galactic was our card. I wasn't even looking over here. But I'm looking at this card, I felt that it has something to do with something celestial. I may have to look it up, or if you guys, anybody out there has any ideas, maybe you're into astrology, or, something just comes to mind, put it in the comments or let me know or whatever. And if I figure it out, I'll attach it or add it. I'll comment myself or something like that. Lastly, for the water signs, to go along with your 6 of Pentacles and Mother, again, it is Fool. Have the courage to embrace change, take risks, and be adventurous. So this can be with becoming a parent. You want to take a chance. This could be a fertile new relationship, taking a chance on that. this can be you, again, standing up to your mother or parent or some sort of authority and doing what it is you need to do right now at this time in your life. And maybe for the masculine and or males among you, it can really just be straight up literal. Yeah, taking a chance, and that may involve standing up to your mother, putting your foot down and not even doing what it is she's been trying to get you to do or not do. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. And help me out with this lion thing. Namaste.